I'm just going to figure out lighting and things while we are getting ourselves comfortable. I figured out how to get the video that saves onto my channel to play the chat replay. So if you're not watching it live, you can now get the replay. So basically I had to go, I had to watch a video on it. I had to go into my settings and then turn off all moderation settings or something. So instead of it saying basic moderation, which means that the comments have to be checked or something, I put it to none. So it means that now that the comments aren't being moderated, it will work. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you can post weird comments. I think it just means that it doesn't get sort of held behind a firewall of some description. It just allows them to be replayed. So yes, anyway, the video quality has improved. Yes, well, I'm on my phone now, so that definitely makes a difference. Hi, Humdy, Hummingbird, and Joe. All people that have watched before, so I appreciate that you're back here again. Does it help that I scheduled it? So I don't know if you can see that from your side, that I've scheduled it. But also I did post on the community tab to say that I would be posting or streaming, so yeah. Yes, Hummingbird. I assumed it was. I like that. It's quite cool how you've made that your name, shortened version of Hummingbird. So I guess I can just call you Hummingbird. Hummingbird. I'll wait a few more minutes, but I thought it would be fun to talk about music today, because I know it's such an individual topic, but if you don't know this about me, I am a music lover, and I'm always looking for suggestions, and also like sharing what I'm interested in or have been interested in the past. So I thought I'd sort of like just scroll through some of my Spotify playlists and things and share like what I've been enjoying, you know, maybe say what my top songs were for the last few years. I've got, oh my gosh, I've got a folder of all my Spotify top song playlists, and the official ones date all the way back to 2019, but then I've also made my own sort of top songs playlists of what I can remember listening to before that, and that goes all the way back to 2013, so when I was in high school. So yeah, it might be quite fun to just go along and yeah, I would love to hear what some of your favourite songs are, or favourite bands of all times, or what concerts you've seen and enjoyed. Here in New Zealand, we really don't get many big artists, but we do get a few smaller ones, which is cool. There was Metallica and Evanescence a few months ago, which was cool, but I didn't go because it was quite expensive and I can't afford that. But I think it's cool that those bands came here. So yeah. Yeah, I'll just read some more comments and catch up on Hummingbird says, call me Hummingbird. Some call me human bread. I can see why, but oh my goodness. How was my weekend? My weekend was good, thank you. It was scorching hot here in Auckland, and I know that it probably has been hotter in other places, such as Australia this week, but I'm not very good with the heat, so I mostly hid inside. But I did a run on Saturday morning, just a 5K, which I normally do, and then came home and did some riding, had a really nice nap, pretty chill, and then me and my friend Alice went out to watch The Housemaid, the new movie with Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried, and it was really cool. It's the kind of movie I really enjoy, where there's so many twists and turns and the characters are a bit messed up and you're trying to, like, you know, figure out what the heck's going on. And yeah, there was a little bit of gore sort of towards the end, but overall it was okay. But yeah, there were definitely some moments where we were sitting there like this. But yeah, I would recommend watching if you like that sort of thing. Yeah, it was fun. And then Sunday, it was even hotter. So I'd already decided on Saturday that I was just going to be home all Sunday. So I pretty much just hung out in my room, just chilled, had a really nice cruisy day, did some editing. Yeah, it was lovely. And yeah, then I always make an effort to chat to my flatmates in the evening when I've finished whatever I'm doing for the day. Sometimes I just, if I don't have specific plans, I like to spend the daytime by myself, just doing my creative things, and yeah. But then in the evening, we'll quite often chill in the downstairs area together. Also, that reminds me that we finally did our flat Christmas. I think it was Friday night. Was it Saturday night? I can't remember, but 3 out of 4 of us got presents for each other. Our other flatmate didn't, which is totally fine. Like, we just did it because, you know, that's just what we wanted to do. But we got some lovely things for each other. I got one of my flatmates a Where's Wally puzzle. I got another flatmate a book by Stephen King called Never Flinch. It's just come out and it looks like a sort of a bit of a, I don't want to say horror, but kind of a bit of a like spooky vibe. And some little tiny mini bow pastas in pastel colours, because he loves to make his pasta with bows, so I thought I'll get him something that he'll use. And then I got my other flatmate a little bag of coffee and a little 2-piece set of coffee mugs. So nothing too crazy, but just nice little gifts, because They're really nice people, and I've lived with them for over a year, and they've been very nice to have around. I've got a couple of the things that I got from my flatmates here. This gorgeous candle, Summer Sorbet. Oh, it's so nice. I haven't even lit it yet, but I just keep sniffing it because it's so good. And then this gorgeous little pencil case, and in here we have these sets of pens, which is cool because I've been doing a lot of handwriting lately, and then a matching set of highlighters. So they're all tucked in there at the moment, just sitting on my desk. And I also got some mini Reese's Pieces because I love peanut butter, and then a jar of hot sort of spicy peanut butter which had cayenne chili in it, which is, I actually just had some before, and it is quite spicy, but it's quite nice. You just wouldn't want to, I don't think it would need to be very thick if you were going to put it on toast, but I did mix it into some oats the other day and it was quite nice. And what else did I get? I think that might have been it. There might have been something else, but I can't remember. But yeah, it's lovely. So yeah. Flatline Jim Bob says, that was my first question, the subject matter I can get behind. I have also enjoyed your YouTube videos. Thank you. Ah, that's lovely. Thank you very much. Ah, hello. Happy Monday to you too. Hummingbird says, I attended my first concert in 2025 and then my second one 2 months later. The first one was Kendrick Lamar and the second one was Linkin Park. Oh, awesome. I think Kendrick Lamar came here, oh, I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago. Oh no, it was probably more recent than that. He might have gone to Dunedin. I used to be quite a Kendrick Lamar fan back in the day, kind of when he first came out, maybe like 2012, 2013. And then kind of didn't mind some of his other stuff a bit later on. Like the whole To Pimp a Butterfly album was pretty good. But he's really lost me with his most recent stuff. I didn't enjoy the Super Bowl performance. I don't know, just the songs don't seem to have the same impact, or I don't know, just yeah. Linkin Park would have been awesome. Their new singer Emily Armstrong is amazing, and I'm so glad that it seems like the majority of the Linkin Park fans are actually really supportive of her, and I think she does an amazing job singing all of Chester's parts, and it's not like she's trying to copy him or like be like him. And I think that's maybe why they went with a woman, because then people might think, oh, they're just trying to replace him with someone that's like him, but she's got her own thing going on as well. But she's similar enough that it really works with them. So yeah, I think that's really cool. I think they are actually coming to New Zealand. I don't know. So my first concert was in 2018, I think, and it was Panic at the Disco. And that was when I still lived in Christchurch, and me and my best friend at the time, Oliver, flew up here and had an amazing time. And yeah, it was really fun. And yeah, I knew most of it. There were certainly some songs that, you know, the newer ones that I didn't know as well, but I think they had enough mixed in that it was really good. And then most recently, which is actually a long time ago now, at the start of 2024, I went to Incubus, and it was with my now ex-boyfriend. Actually, he was already my ex when we went to this concert, but I'd bought us tickets, and so we still went together, and we were still friends. So yeah, and it was really fun. But he is really tall, and I remember this tiny little girl was, well, not little girl, she was a lady, but she just like kept getting me to try and move him, and I was like, no, ask him. But I had a great time. I love Incubus, and they also had, her name is Nicole. I've forgotten her last name, but I follow her on Instagram. But she came to play bass with Panic at the Disco when they were here in 2018, and then she was playing bass with Incubus. So that was really cool, and she's awesome. Yeah, I'd love to go to some more concerts, but I think just at the moment, while I don't have a lot of money, I definitely can't. But that doesn't mean that I'm not a fan of the bands, even if they come here and I don't go. Claire says, are you from New Zealand? I sure am. Hi Duplinsky, how are you? Welcome. Tane says, I'm in Auckland too. Oh, awesome. Claire says, Wellington gang. It's so nice to have people from New Zealand here. It's nice to have people from all over the place, but definitely it's cool to have people from not too far away as well. Duplinsky said it was unseasonably warm here this weekend. 50 to 60 Fahrenheit, 10 to 16 Celsius, East Coast US, but raining. Oh, okay, yeah. Sounds quite tropical. That's what Auckland gets. We get the heat and the rain at the same time. Whoa, he stole that guy's pizzas, posted some pizzas. Love that. Mono Pluralista Organico, that's a great name, says, I'm planning to publish a philosophy ebook on Amazon. Do you think it is worth it to publish it there, or are there better places? Well, from what I've seen, Amazon is good if you just want to get it out there, and it's a great, usually reasonably reliable platform. However, I have attempted to upload my books there, and it keeps stopping me, saying that I can't verify my account. So it's really frustrating. I've tried everything and I don't know what it is. But yeah, I would say if you can get past that, it would be a good place. Otherwise, I'm trying to think of others. That's the main one. That's the main one that I've heard of that people tend to go to. I think that's where a lot of people get books that they can download for their Kindles and things from. Whoa, he stole that guy's pizza says, what is a flatmate? Someone that I share my rental house with. We all pay rent to the landlord to live in the house. I guess in some places you might call it something else. Like a housemate, I guess. Maybe some people call it. But I guess we just consider this a flat because none of us own it, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, a roommate. A flat is like an apartment. Yes, thank you, Duplinsky. That's very good. Duplinsky says, I like spicy. Yeah, me too. Is that about the peanut butter? Because I think you'd like this then. Hamdi, I don't know if that comment was to me about I hope everything will be okay, but I'm good if that was for me. Otherwise, you might have been replying to someone else. I'm not quite sure. Pops says, good day, hope all is well. What would you like to know about your subscribers? Well, today we're talking a bit about music, so I would like to know what you listen to. If you have any suggestions, For what I might like to listen to, I like electronic, a bit of rock. Not so much rap these days, but I'm not opposed to it. I listen to quite a bit of hyperpop at the moment. Yeah. Seven Heathen says hi. Hi, I think you were here the other day too, weren't you? Chloe says, have I been to China? No, I haven't. I haven't been to very many places at all. I had a friend that recently went there actually. Her mum has Chinese ancestry, or genes, I guess you could say. And I think that's always been interesting, for her to go there one day. So she finally went. Unfortunately, she got quite sick and came home early, which really sucks. But yeah, I think one day maybe I would like to go there. But probably Europe and that side of things would be quite cool to go to first, probably. I used to go to more concerts, but it's been a while. Well, yes, I'm kind of the same to Plensky. I don't know what your reason in particular is, but I feel like they're just so expensive these days. Because everything's gone up, The cost to pay all the people that are putting the show together and everything has gone up. So, of course, we end up bearing the cost. But Chloe says, I'm also from New Zealand, Auckland. I'm leaving in Australia? Oh, sorry. I don't know what that means. What's my favourite band? I really liked Incubus for a long time. They're pretty cool. Probably my overall is Pierce the Veil. If you don't know who they are, they're kind of like I would say like post-hardcore kind of emo-ish vibe. They've just got a nice vibe. There's a bit of screaming in there, so if you're not, you don't like screaming, then you might not like that. But I think they're also just really good songwriters, and I find that I don't get sick of their songs very easily. Because, sometimes you listen to a pop song or something and it just feels very basic. But the way that they write their songs, there's all these little different parts and different motifs and things going through it. It's just really interesting. So probably Pierce the Veil. Hi, I was wondering, do you like Cat's Eye? I sure do. They're probably the only pop group I listen to, and I like the range they have. Sometimes I listen to their softer stuff, and then other days I'm listening to Gnarly and Internet Girl and stuff. Yeah, I think a lot of the music I like is just kind of a bit weird and like stuff you wouldn't hear all the time or wouldn't hear on the radio. Someone's really just almost taken a bit of a risk and written something a bit weird, and I like that. Chloe has once again asked, have I been to China? I don't know why you keep asking that, but no, I have not, and I won't be responding to that again. Dupletsky says, spicy boiled peanuts are so good. You make them from fresh peanuts, boiled in seasoned water, still in the shells. They are similar to texture in kidney beans, or 2 kidney beans. Ah, I have not tried that, but it does sound nice. So it must, yeah, so it softens them down. Sounds quite good. Good morning from South Africa. Good morning to you. Yeah, the cost of shows. And I'm a bit of a hermit these days. The logistics, yeah. Cities are kind of peoply. Yeah, I get it. And concerts can be pretty overwhelming, especially if, you're surrounded by strangers. I get that, yeah. It's a lot of admin to get to a concert, and especially if you have to pay for, you know, Ubers or whatever. Pops says, my mood determines what genre of music I listen to, such as loud for when I do something physical, bossa nova when I want to listen to my thoughts. Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, I like to drive to quite upbeat music. I used to listen to a lot of drum and bass in the car, and I occasionally will, but I'm kind of sick of it these days. Or just a bit of like kind of fast tempo. I quite like fast tempo music. I don't tend to listen to a lot of sort of slow, soft music and unless it's piano music, and that's normally when I'm writing. Yeah, I like to listen to songs or music without words while I'm writing, but if I'm tidying, cleaning, cooking, walking, relaxing, doing something crafty, I like to listen to upbeat music because I feel like although I'm doing a lot better than I was a few months ago, like 100 million billion times better, I feel like if I listen to music that's a bit too sad and slow, it does pull me down quite easily. So yeah, even if I'm listening to like Pierce the Veil or something, there are certain songs I'll have to skip, like Hold On Till May, which I love that song, but it just kind of pulls me back to kind of like a not great mood, so I'll avoid it. But I did listen to it for a long time and yeah, loved it. So my favorite song by Cat's Eye at the moment is Internet Girl because it's weird. Yeah. Do you think there must be some age prerequisite of previous experience to make a viable romantic partner? Goodness, okay. I don't think it's an age prerequisite, but I know from my own personal experience, each time I have a relationship and break up, I reflect on the last relationship and try to better myself for the next one. So I think that's why this last breakup was so devastating, because I felt like I'd really improved my communication. I mean, there was still a lot of problems, but I never shouted, like ever, because that's just something that I don't do. But basically what I'm saying is I think it's more about what they've gone through and the personal journey of self-discovery. And I think the best way to learn about yourself is through relationships, and then while they're unfortunate, through breakups. But then also you can learn about yourself through therapy, talking about your past and trauma that you might not even realize is actually as bad as it is. So yeah, age doesn't come into it, but sometimes I suppose age means you've gone through more and had more time to reflect and hone in on what you want your life to look like and what you want your partner to be like. Yeah. Have I ever been to the USA? I have not, and maybe one day I will. It's not the top of the list. Kind of like China, I'd like to go there one day, but you know, it's not. I'd like to go to other places first and see how I go. What first got you into singing, the electric piano and music? When I was in year 4 at primary school, we had a teacher that came along and started up a choir. I know there had been choirs in the past at that school, but I don't think there was one until then. And I started singing and I loved it because I was always a singer. I sang around the house and I don't shut up. I'm always singing something, and being part of a group that sung was really cool. And so yeah, that was it originally. And I'd done ballet and jazz, so I'd always had music in my life, classical and not classical. And then I started playing the piano when I was 7 and getting lessons, and so that really helped my love of music. And yeah, and then I did my performing arts degree because I liked singing and music and things, and enjoyed the musical theatre shows and everything, but it's not really for me. But I just love music, and always will. But it did start very early on. Oh, I did also play the recorder. And then I played the treble recorder, which is a massive recorder. It's like this big, and it's more of a, what would you call it? Like a baritone kind of tone, I guess, more of like a middle ground. Yeah. Hello, Will. Hello, Volcom. It sure is me. Boiled peanuts are very popular in southeastern US, more south of me, Georgia and Florida. Ah, that's so interesting. How is you on this glorious day? I'm good, thank you. I'm quite tired because I haven't had a nap, but I'm good. I did so much writing and editing today. Basically, I'm rearranging all of these chapters into an order that makes sense and strengthening them, and oh, it was just so satisfying. So yeah. Shame about the Kiwi accent. Oh, sorry. Can't help it. But someone said before that, the accent, love heart eyes, so I'm gonna look at that comment. Hello, Anna Marie. Hello, Mr. Pink Dinosaur. Hummingbird says, have you listened to music by Gregory Alan Isakov? A long time ago, I think at the start of 2020, I dated a guy who liked him, so I did listen to a wee bit, and from what I remember, it's the storytelling and the sort of the world that he creates in his songs is incredible. But yeah, I don't tend to listen to a lot of music that's quite soft and slow, and what I remember is that his was quite like that. So very talented musician. But yeah, I don't listen to a lot of that. Try listening to Jean or Jean-Michel Jarre while you write. Okay, I'll look that up, thank you. No reason to listen to music that makes you unhappy. I don't get why people do that. Well, sometimes it's quite nice to listen to music that's talking about things like, you know, feeling alone or feeling like an outsider or feeling down and no one understands you, or yeah, because you might not feel like anyone relates, and then listening to music where they're talking about those exact things can be really good. I remember my ex-partner didn't like a lot of the music that I listened to because some of the lyrics were quite intense and, like, you know, about being sad and whatever. And I kind of explained that to them, that, like, well, you know, sometimes when I'm sad I want to listen to upbeat music, and then other times I want to listen to music that makes me feel seen and understood. So yeah, it's kind of a mixture. I haven't heard of Cat's Eye, I'll check them out. It's Cat's Eye with a K. So if you're looking them up, you'll see that. Do you have a playlist for every emotion you have? No. I usually just will listen to whatever I feel like and then put on the song radio, and then if I like any songs that come up, I'll put them in my liked songs and then just play through that, or do the DJ and see what he suggests for me. Any new songs you're writing or thinking about? None at the moment, actually. I think just been quite focused on my novel over the last few days. But yeah, when did I post the other one? It was only a few days ago, but it kind of just comes in random bursts. I enjoy songwriting, but I don't try and force it. I kind of just, you know. But I will definitely let you know if something else comes up. Now is not the time to visit the US. Yeah, probably not. I think I'll avoid it. I know that they're changing visa policies and things as well, so it all just sounds a bit horrible. I'm just drinking a rooibos tea, if anyone's wondering. Hello, fellow Kiwi. Hello to you. Thank you for joining. I'd recommend you visit I know how to say it. Oh my god. See what happens when I'm talking too much? Nicaragua. That one. It's a beautiful tropical country in Central America. Maybe I will. Christine says yo. I play a bit of bass and guitar, less so lately. A little bit of alto sax in grade school, but not to a proficient level. I always thought dance was cool, but never tried until recently. Well, that's awesome. What kind of dance are you interested in? The saxophone is a very cool instrument, and we had quite a good jazz band at our school, and yeah, some really strong brass instrument players. Christine, you're from New Zealand. That's very cool. Welcome along. There's quite a few people from New Zealand here today. I started a wee bit earlier just because I thought it would be good. It's also really nice to see like a lot of the same people coming along, because now I'm starting to recognize your usernames and things, and yeah, it's good. Portershed. Oh yeah, I've heard of that, I believe. Hello, Track7007. If I may ask a bit of an odd question, how do you define happiness? Woo. For me, I think with my sort of minimalist background and that sort of thinking, it's sort of a wanting for nothing kind of feeling. It's looking around at your space and at your life, and things might not be perfect. You might not have everything how you want it, or you might not, have it all figured out. But you can look around your life and say, this is good. I'm content with what I've got, and how I spend my time, the people I spend my time with. who I am as a person, the way I treat people, you can kind of just say, yeah. So happiness is to do with being content. It's partly breaking away from consumerism and that sort of feeling that you always need to have more and be more and do more in order to be a valuable person. I'm so grateful for minimalism coming into my life over 10 years ago, because it's just made me realize that, and it sounds so cheesy and I'm sure you've heard it, but you know, when people say you are enough, it's so true. And if you can make that a core belief that you don't need all these fancy things to be, you know, a good person, a happy person, I think happiness will find you. And I know that it's hard. We all struggle with our mental health at times, or, you know, consistently. And it can be really tough. But there are, you know, ways to ease the struggles for yourself, and just, you know, there are things that are important. You might be someone that loves fashion and buying things, or you might be someone that loves technology and buying the newest phones and whatever. And if that brings you true happiness, that is awesome. And I think, well, I hope that a lot of people get to the stage in their life where they can live a life that just is so curated to be the kind of life that they want. And I feel like I'm there now. And yeah, happiness happiness for me is knowing that no matter what I do, I'm going to get through it, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life writing and creating, and just realizing that I can do that without, you know, anyone being able to stop me is what makes me happy. So yeah, hope that makes sense. Dupletsky says my mum likes rooibos tea. Yeah, it's lovely. The smell reminds me of dried fruit or tobacco. That's so interesting. I think the reason I like rooibos so much is because it's got quite an earthy sort of flavour, which reminds me of like a, you know, a standard tea, a gumboot tea. Wonder if you call that, you know, standard tea, gumboot tea in any other country. Just like a basic black tea, really. That's a gumboot tea. But I can't have caffeine, and black tea has a bit of caffeine in it, so rooibos kind of fills that void. I like a really dark tea, but yeah, rooibos does the job. Happiness is money. Interesting. I believe that money is a tool that can help you get where you want, and yeah, some people do see happiness as, you know, money, but I see it more in reverse. Like, happiness for me would be, you know, if I wanted to bring money into my happiness, it would be what money can give me. For example, money gave me my car so that I can hoon around and go to nannying jobs and play my music, and makes my life easier, so that makes me happy. And money will help me publish my books one day, and money allows me to buy food, and yeah, money is a tool as opposed to happiness in itself, if that makes sense. For me, I'm enjoying the good New Zealand weather. Oh, it's been a bit too hot for me, but it certainly is lovely in the evenings. I went for a 5k run last night and got so hot. But yeah, I've certainly been quite blessed. Attitude and perspective are so important for happiness, gratitude and appreciation. That's right, and yeah, appreciating what you have and being grateful for it and not always wanting to have the next best thing that all these companies are trying to sell you, you know, saying that your life will be so much better if you have this thing. Well, just be grateful for the fact that you have a house and a bed and the ability to go to work or the ability to have children or whatever it is, you know, whatever your life is full of. Yeah, be grateful for that. Thank you for that very nice comment from Shiponmaya. Hi, observant observer observing. Happiness is health and money. I would agree. Happiness is health, mental and physical. Happiness is like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. Well, that's very true. Happiness looks different for everyone. So if happiness is money for you, absolutely, that's fine. I also liked dried red shiso or mullein in tea mixed with black tea. Oh, I am not familiar with those. It's very nice to have flavoured tea though, so that sounds lovely. Will you ever sing in public or just at home? I prefer to be able to record myself singing and post. I have sung in public a lot over the years, but not to use the term in a sort of wrong way, but I do feel like I'm slightly traumatized from my time at performing arts school, where, you know, we were being critiqued on our performances and I was already judging myself so harshly, so now I'm like, ooh. But who knows, with this newfound confidence and not caring as much, I might, but it's not a priority for me right now. I just like filming things that I've made and putting it on my YouTube channel. So yeah. What is my channel about? It's about whatever I feel like making at the time, quite honestly, but a lot of sort of self-help and encouragement and talking through hard times as well. Yeah. How is it going there? Chilling? Yeah, I'm just chilling. Yeah, probably gonna make some dinner in a wee while. What's that moment you're proud of but don't talk too much about? Well, I'm sure I've mentioned it at some point on my channel, but I was so proud of myself for doing my first park run last year in April, I think it was. So I'm someone that has never been a runner or never considered myself a runner. And yeah, I started running because my ex-partner ran, and I did 5Ks for the first time in my life at that park run. And yeah, it felt like I'd opened a billion doors. It showed me, like, you don't need to worry if it fails, just try and see what happens. And I made it over the finish line, and that was good enough for me. And now I've scraped off like 7 minutes from that time that I got on that day. So yeah, very pleased about that. And I shouldn't just shrug it off because, you know, we shouldn't diminish our achievements. Sounds like mullein. Tastes somewhere between green tea and chamomile. Smells like green bell peppers. Ooh, sounds interesting. Green tea I used to drink green tea quite a lot because I knew it was good, like very good for you, but it gave me headaches and made me feel quite dizzy. So, but that does sound lovely. Chamomile's lovely. That's okay, Neela. I always try to reply, so thank you for your comments. G Fresh, what did I miss? A lot. We talked a little bit about music and concerts and things, so if you want to share anything about that, like what music you like or any memorable concerts you've been to, feel free. I love to cook. I post quite a bit of food and cooking, but my channel is kind of all over the place. Well, that's all right. I think there's this big thing on social media these days about like having like, oh, you have to have a theme, so, or you have to have a sort of a thing that your channel is for. But I think if you post randomly or, you know, about several different topics, I think that's awesome. I think just post whatever the heck you want. Like, you know, I do. I mean, I guess they have a general theme and most of the videos are just me talking to the camera. But yeah, I don't think you should worry about that if your channel's all over the place. Your channel is based and you have a great mindset. It's all about that inner validation. You are right, Jonas. That is right. Yeah. Oh, I really appreciate that you think I have a great mindset. I've certainly had to work pretty damn hard on it over the years. I think my dad's quite an optimistic, kind of positive guy, so that's helped in some ways. But yeah, because my mum's quite negative about herself, about other people, about, you know, everything. I have to fight against that sometimes, so yeah. So working on validating ourselves is very important. Progress is progress. Well, that's right. What do you think about social anxiety? Have you ever felt anguish or anxiety at some moments? Yes, I have. I think it's improving the more I just get out there and meet people and realize that most people aren't too scary, and most people are just trying to get by, and we don't always say the right things, and we misunderstand each other and we upset each other, but you know, people aren't something that need to be feared. Yeah. But yeah, anxiety, I think I'm very sensitive to rejection, so like if I don't get a reply to a text, I sometimes get a bit like, oh my god, what's going on? But I've had to work on that, and recently I was talking to someone and their replying was so average, and every part of me wanted to just message them and say like, hey, is everything okay? What's going on? And I didn't, and I stepped away and I just said, that's fine. And it truly is fine, because, you know, I spent a lot of the last year or so chasing someone that I don't know, put a lot of strain on me and my mental health, and I don't want to do that to myself. And I think that while it's not the other person's responsibility to reply to you, and, you know, unless you've said like that you are waiting to hear from them or whatever, someone that wants to reply to you will, and it shouldn't take 2 days to get back to someone if, you know, there's none of this waiting around and, oh, I can't open this message for 3 hours or whatever. If someone likes you, whether that's a friend or a romantic interest, shouldn't they just message you? I do that. If I see someone's messaged me, I click it and I open it and I usually reply. Crazy. What do you regret more? A thing that you did or a thing that you did not do? I think a thing that I did. I think it's always easier to regret something that you have done rather than something that you had not done, because in the act of not doing it, you might have saved yourself from doing something that you will regret. But don't always think like that, because that's, you don't want to stop yourself from doing things out of fear of regretting it, if that makes sense. Mullein has historical medicinal use and benefits. Drinking it as tea or smoking it is good for respiratory congestion. Wow, that's awesome. That's so interesting. I'll have to look it up. It sounds really cool. Hey, I think your channel is wholesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. I like to post what I find interesting, and maybe others will find it interesting or not. It's my channel after all. Well, that's right. And something I've realized from my channel is people aren't always going to agree with you. And that's fine. And they'll leave their comments, and the majority of people, even if they don't agree, are pretty nice about it. And yeah. So post whatever you'd like. An optimistic nihilist. Kind of in like a you only live once kind of way. Is that what you mean? Like a get out there and do what you can, because why not? It's odd to see a New Zealand person on stream. It's super rare. New Zealand does suffer from tall poppy syndrome. Yeah, well, I was going to bring that up before when I was mentioning about whatever it was. Yeah, tall poppy syndrome. We all sort of shrink ourselves down out of fear of people thinking, oh, look at her, she's all up herself and blah, blah, blah. Or, you know, we don't want to stand out from the crowd too much. Well, I think once you get past that and just think, I don't care, then, you know, we just do, you can do what you want a bit more. So, yeah. And like the fact that I'm streaming right now is kind of a result of that, like just breaking out of that tall poppy syndrome. Because, I don't know, there might be someone watching that I know in real life, and they might be thinking, what the heck, why is she posting? Nobody cares about what she has to say or whatever. But like, I don't know that. I don't know that for sure. And even if they did, and even if they commented that, I'd say, okay, bye, you don't have to watch. I'm just going to be over here doing my thing, and I hope that whatever you're doing goes well for you, you know? Slow diaphragmatic breathing helps with social anxiety. Yeah, it does, and it helps with anxiety in general. Don't forget to take a deep breath. I often forget to breathe properly, but it certainly does. Meditation, as boring... Oh, sorry, I was just grabbing something off my bed. Meditation, as boring as it seems, is actually very helpful, because it's just teaching your body to slow down. But yeah, even if you're just doing slow breathing while you're doing something else, it's great. It's just being mindful of your breath. It helps all sorts of anxiety, and it brings down your kind of baseline anxiety. So yeah, you might have those horrible spikes. You might have panic attacks and anxiety attacks. But I think if you can just teach your body to live in a less anxious place for the majority of the time, you might find that you're not having those spikes. I mean, I don't know, because I haven't had a lot of panic attacks in my life, but when I think back to when I have had them, it's like all the signs were there. I was feeling like so dysregulated, and like the last one I had was quite a while ago now, but like the signs were all there. I was anxious about where I was living. I was anxious about, I'd just gone through a breakup. I didn't like my job. I was worried about not having enough hours. I was upset with something that happened with my parents. And then something else happened and I just snapped. And I think if I'd been able to be a bit more aware of that and kind of catch it before it happened by just slowing down my breathing, and there's all sorts of resources online for breathing exercises and things. But yeah, if I'd been able to just get myself to a more regulated place before it got to that breaking point where I literally couldn't breathe and thought I was going to die and pass out and die, I might have actually been able to prevent it. But who knows? You can say that in hindsight that you could prevent it, but yeah. Who's the dude? I might know him. NZ is a small country. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Was it my ex that I was talking about? I'm not sure. Sorry, you might have to post again. I'm not sure what. I'm sort of talking and then reading through a few comments, catching up, and then talking again. So I'm sorry if I'm not replying to everything or replying very fast. But yeah, anyway. Apologies for asking so many questions, but you seem to be so kind, charismatic, and pleasant that I want to know more about you. P.S. I do not flirt or look for anything other than friendship. Well, that's lovely, and I hope that you're getting to know me through these live streams. And it's nice to have you here, so thank you for that. Research L-theanine. It helps with social anxiety too. It helps you sleep better too. Oh, sign me up. That sounds great. I've been taking melatonin, which is naturally produced by the body, so it's just helping your body get back into its rhythm. Because, don't quote me on this, but I think what happens is when you've messed up your sleep cycle badly enough, your body actually kind of sabotages it even more by not producing enough melatonin naturally, so it makes it worse, and then the melatonin gets worse, and then blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that's interesting. But melatonin, very good. I also have to learn to not take everything so personally, and it's also okay if someone doesn't like you, as you can't control other people. Life is just easier when you learn to let go of your ego. Well, that's right. And yeah, some people aren't going to like you. You might piss people off. You might annoy them. Whatever. I mean, as long as you're being socially appropriate, like, and have a little bit of self-awareness not to be overly annoying. I'm talking about, like, don't run down the street, like, screaming. Actually, you know what? Do. If that's what you want to do, do it. But just know that people aren't going to like it. But what I'm saying is, as long as you're not doing anything entirely crazy, be yourself. Yeah. Stuff you did was the biggest regrets? Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I feel like an imposition, but I don't know if it's just in my head because of how much I value my own peace and autonomy. I don't like to feel obligated or imposed upon, so I try to treat others the same. Well, I think that makes sense. We treat others as we like to be treated. For example, I haven't always felt heard or understood, so I really make an effort to make sure that people feel heard. For example, if someone's talking and someone else talks over them and the conversation shifts, I will just keep talking to that person who got interrupted, because no one wants to feel like that. So if you're someone that likes your own peace and your autonomy, it does make sense that you would want that for someone else, because that's something that you value. So yeah, that's nice. And I think a lot of people do like that. Hello from Canada. Hello. Hello, Darcy. NZ here. Jeremy. Hello. How's the weather there in Auckland? Well, it feels quite cold in my room right now because we've got the air conditioning on, but it is quite hot outside. It's quite humid. Not as hot as yesterday though. I think if you put yourself out there, you'll find your community. 100% agree. It takes a bit of courage and maybe thick skin, but I think it's worth it. Yeah, and that's... Duplinsky is coming in with the words of wisdom today. Yeah, you do have to have a bit of a thick skin and try different things, and some things might not work out, or yeah, just give it a go and don't fear failure, and try to feel more secure in yourself, so you can say, oh well, better luck, better luck next time, rather than thinking, that's it, I'm throwing in the towel, I can never leave my house again. You just have to try. It's absolutely awesome that you're streaming live these days. Thank you. I am enjoying it. It's fun. First time joining the live stream. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much. I am, and I hope you are too. Thank you for tuning in. It's a lot of fun. Yes. Breathing helps you stay alive. Oh my gosh, so true. Thank you for sharing your experiences and thoughts. This is so useful for understanding that it doesn't matter in what place in the world we are, because the humans share similar problems. Yeah, absolutely, we do. Yeah, and I think a lot of us have the same thoughts and maybe we just don't voice them, so happy to voice mine and glad that you can relate. People that think meditation is boring don't understand what meditation really is or how effective it is. Yeah, I agree. I'm sort of at a place where I'm like, it's boring, but that's what I need to break out of by continuing to do it, because if your mind is unable to just relax, if it has to keep racing and you have 100 million billion thoughts going on all the time, that is a sign that you need meditation. Because yeah, sometimes I get frustrated after 5 minutes and go, oh, this is so boring, I'm over it. But on the times that I've actually managed to stay through till, even just 10 minutes, I go, wow, that's nice. I feel good. And I wonder if people that have meditated properly, or, well, there's no properly, no, I shouldn't have said that, there's no properly, whatever works for you, but people that have found that they're able to do it in a way that really works for them, it's like you kind of drop into this state of like actual relaxation, where it's like, oh, my brain is actually switched off. And it's not like you're losing consciousness or anything, you're still there, and it's not like you're asleep or lucid dreaming or anything, or like sleep paralysis, none of that's happening, but it's just like you just drop to this different level where you're like, so that's what it's like to feel relaxed. I remember a wee while ago when I first started some anti-anxiety medication, I compare it to that feeling where I took the medication and then a few hours later it was like, oh. I was like, so this is what it's meant to feel like. So it was kind of like that for meditation as well. And I thought, okay, I get it now. And then I thought, wow, imagine if I could sit like that for an hour a day. But I think that's a pretty big goal that I might not achieve, and that's fine. Oh, I just made my eye very red. Gotta love hay fever season. People that think meditation, oh, I read that. I find skateboarding very meditative and also physical. Yeah, that's a great combination. Getting out in the fresh air and doing some physical activity. I'm glad I started again after a fair amount of time away, kind of relearning all over again. That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's great. And it's probably similar to how I enjoy running. You know, you just get out and you get in kind of like a bit of a flow state, a meditative state. And yeah, it's wonderful. So that's really cool. Oh, you were asking about my ex. Well, I don't think I'll mention their name. Sorry. But it is a small country, so you might know them. But no, I don't think I will be mentioning. Shallow breathing activities activates the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight. Slow deep breathing, filling your belly with air, activates the parasympathetic nervous system. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good scientific explanation of it. So it's actually activating your parasympathetic nervous system, which is, yeah, it's great. I used to take melatonin. I'm less stressed these days. I'm up late and up early. I take naps as needed. Oh, well, I'm not opposed to a nap, so if you've got time to do it, you go for it. I didn't have a nap today because I went to the library, came home and had lunch, went back to the library, came home and thought, I want a live stream, so I'm not going to nap. But yeah. You're so proper, and I don't mean that in a nasty way. It's kind of refreshing. The internet is the Wild West. Yeah. I can be a bit proper. It's because I did like speech and voice classes, so I tried to talk properly. I can also not talk like that, but I think it just comes a bit naturally. Yeah, love seeing people from NZ, California, Canada, Nicaragua, got it, South Africa, and everywhere else in the chat. Yes, I agree. It's so cool, right? I grow my own weed here in Cali. It's good for sleep. Love that for you. The golden rule is a constant throughout the universe. What's happening? Yapping at the moment. Yep. I tried to make it a bit more themed. We were talking about music, but now we're just going off. So it's fine. I'll just reply to whatever you are saying. I will probably stop soon. Oh, it's news time. Kia ora, good evening. Yes. What's news here? Well, I was waiting to see if the sky would turn orange because they've had some horrible fires in Australia. And last time the fires were this bad, Auckland turned orange for several hours because the smoke came over to us. But I don't think it is today. I keep forgetting that the southern hemisphere has summer now. It's the dead of winter over here in the north. Awesome. I love winter. I would like to be in winter, please. Indica is the best to help with relaxation. I imagine so. I dabbled in certain things and not had good experiences, so I sort of avoid any of those types of things, but I know that it works for some people, so that's awesome. Without the live chat messages, it would feel like we're hearing her inner monologues. To Anna, fighting over right decision. Yeah, absolutely. Good night, New Zealand. Good night. Must be getting late over there. You look like that girl from Stranger Things. Someone said that in my last stream as well. Yes, I am Robin. I didn't look like her with long hair. I looked like Sansa Stark. Well, when I was a bit younger, I did. Because I always used to wear like little plaits in my hair, and I had quite orangey hair. And yeah, I always used to get called Sansa Stark. But now it seems that I am... What's her face? Robin, Maya Hawke, that's her name. What do they teach in speech voice classes? How to enunciate, how to not drop the ends of your sentences, how to not have dark L sounds such as horrible, terrible. It's more of a horrible, terrible. What else? To do with, you know, how do I explain it? Like making the words sound how it does. like if you're reading something like, and it says something about like squelching along a path, you might sort of say like squelching. So you sort of try to make the word sound more like the sound it would make. Or like if it's big or long, you might say it a bit bigger. And it's not like it has to be like you're jumping all over the place, like big, small, but it helps you add flavor and a bit of a dynamic into your thing. Yes. Chocolate cake, then a nap. That's really living it up when you get older. Absolutely. As my dear friend always says, cup of tea and a wee lie down. Do I like The Weeknd? Yeah. It's alright. I liked his older stuff. Haven't heard much of his new stuff. No, you watch the news. Oh, Channel 1, for sure. I usually only watch till the first ad break. Yeah, I usually can't stand the news either, but it just makes me feel connected and like, you know, it's a good highlight. I got into a really bad habit of checking stuff all the time on my phone. Stuff is like, for those who don't know, it's a New Zealand news website. So I feel like if I can just hold off till 6 o'clock and then watch the news and then, you know, get the main updates of the day, then I can just kind of go about my life. It just turned midnight on the 12th here. Ah, you're just starting today. It's a good day, I promise. We had some cool clouds at sunset earlier, 5 p.m-ish. Awesome. Greetings from El Salvador's. Oh, good night. What work do you do? I'm a nanny at the moment. I've not seen Stranger Things, but I heard it was good. Season 1 and was it 2? What was the one where they had Billy, Max's older brother, and he kind of was doing evil things? Was that season 2? Season 1 was awesome. Season 2, I think, was the one with Billy. Season 4 was pretty good, although the episodes were very long. Season 5 was alright. Anyway. Do you play The Sims? I used to. I don't think my laptop would handle it if I tried to play, honestly. But I did love that. Creating characters and building their lovely little homes. Oh, sorry, you said, do you still play The Sims? No. No. Sorry, I read that wrong. I'm probably going to be wrapping up very soon, just so you know. Some of the Weeknd's new songs are his best, especially from the album After Hours. Okay, well maybe I'll give him a try. I just haven't really come across them. I don't think my Spotify sort of heads in that direction these days, but doesn't mean I can't start listening. So thanks for the suggestion. I think different accents are so neat, even regionally within the US. Yeah, there's some huge differences. You can know where someone is just by the sound of their voice. I think I have a bit of a rural, regional, mid-Atlantic accent. That's so cool. Fair call on the news. Yeah, makes sense. Billy was season 2 and 3. I'm pretty sure he was only evil in season 3. Okay, yeah, so that must be the one where he, goes crazy, and then they try to like heat him up so that the evil leaves him or something. Your eyes look so tired. Yeah, I think it's actually hay fever as well. And probably the lighting's not great. But yeah, hay fever. My mum gets really bad hay fever and her eyes like go purple and like, ugh. Could just be my age showing. You probably listen to Taylor Swift. I hate Taylor Swift, but I'm glad that that's how I appear. A lot of people think that. Or some hippie stuff. What do you consider hippie stuff? Because I would say not really. This is interesting. It's interesting to see what you think that I listen to. Kind of British, but there is a difference in the sound. Thank you. I knew I liked you for a reason, lol. Thank you. What music do I listen to? Bit of everything, bit of the older sort of like Evanescence, Pierce the Veil. I used to love Skrillex back in the day. Marina and the Diamonds, bit of Lady Gaga. Going back a bit further, I like The Cure, The Smiths. Just scrolling through to remind myself. Turnstile, they're quite a good band. Bit of Chase and Status, I saw them live at the start of last year, very good. Prodigy, also I saw them live, that was cool. Pendulum, I used to love Pendulum. I would listen to a lot of Pendulum. I'm just sort of looking through. Oh, because I said that I didn't like Taylor Swift. Yeah. Interesting. Taylor Swift has a few good jams. There was one that played at the end of The Housemaid, the movie that I went to see the other day, and I was like, oh, this is a bit of a banger. Yeah, Evanescence. I love Evanescence. Actually, probably my all-time favourite band. I forgot to mention them when I was mentioning favourite bands, but yeah, probably the top 3 is Incubus, Pierce the Veil, and Evanescence. You're a 2000s baby. No, I'm not actually. Can't go wrong with The Cure. I know, so good. You might like Pedro the Lion or Diary of Dreams, depressing indie and goth type stuff. Sounds right up my alley. I've heard one Chase and Status song. It was with Stormzy. You ain't got no backbone. Yeah, that one. That was so cool live because they kind of just turned the music off, and then everyone just yelled that, "You ain't got no backbone," and it was just so cool. Should check out The Cure Burn live at Glastonbury. It's on YouTube. I will, thank you. That would be really cool to listen to. I feel acknowledged as a millennial. Yeah. That just means you have taste. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Soy. How's Tinder down under? Yeah, good. Good, thanks. Incubus. Yeah. Pretty good band. And what's his name? Brendan? Is that his name? Can really sing. Rocky plays guitar for Living Sacrifice. He was guitarist for Evanescence. Ah, cool. That's awesome. I love when you can like map out someone's careers and their awesome bands. Doobie Brothers. I feel like my dad likes Doobie Brothers. Hold on, let me look them up. And I don't mean that as like a, I wouldn't like them, I just mean I'm pretty sure my dad does. Oh yeah, absolutely my dad would be a big fan. And I do like them as well. Lighthouse. Yeah, I think I've listened to a wee bit. Green Day, yep. Dookie, their first album, or the first one that got popular, very good. Doobie Brothers are too smooth. I agree. Bro, Tinder is full of woke women, and that's how it should be. Stay woke. Do you listen to Dave? No. Oh, it is an Aussie accent. Nah, it's not. It was just because you said down under, so I said down under, like an Australian. It's a New Zealand accent. Yeah, no, don't be on Tinder. Don't be on Hinge. Don't be on anything. Just live your life. Oh, good night, Deplinski. Thank you for being here for so long. I'm going to wrap up very shortly, but I'm really enjoying reading your comments. Coldplay. Yeah, they're great. I know a lot of people like them, and they came to New Zealand last year. They're not something like a band that I'd go out of my way to listen to, but pretty cool. I did finger wag you. I don't know. I'm getting a bit tired. Maybe I should go. If you get the chance, you should try to listen to Radiance by Dave. It's so good. Okay. Oh, Rain Dance. Sorry. I read that wrong. Australian is like Welsh and New Zealand is like Polish London accent. Oh, posh. Oh my god, I'm struggling to read. I'm sorry. I've been editing and writing all day. And I think now my brain's just died and I need to go and eat some food. Do I listen to Tory Lanez? No. But I will. I'll read back the comments and get all the suggestions. G-Fresh. I feel like we've got good banter going on here. Yo. Well, Real Lion, we're about to wrap up here, but yo. I apologize. I am leaving shortly to make some food and watch the news. Getting back into Crazy Frog, Daft Punk. Oh yeah, that was a good era, wasn't it? I love how she just ignores the totally weirdo comments. Yep. Well, I was reading them the other day and then saying, please don't say things like that. And then I realized, or someone suggested, just don't read them. And I thought, actually, great idea. I'm just going to pretend they don't exist. The bants are good? Okay, good. What time is it there? It is 6:15. All chips are bad for you, but pork rinds are very healthy and rich in glycine. good. Yeah, gotta watch the news. I'm late to the news. And then my friend is helping me download Avatar, the series that used to be on Nickelodeon, so I might watch that. But I honestly just feel a bit restless, so I'm not sure if I can sit through that. But I can sit through the news, apparently. Enjoy the 6 o'clock news. Thank you. I'm gonna go now. Good night, day, whatever time it is for you. Okay, bye. And then the Fire Nation attacked. It's so good. And there's a channel on here on YouTube called Hello Future Me, and it's another New Zealander. I think we're quite a similar age as well. And I found him because he's a writer and he gives amazing writing advice, but he's also got a lot of videos that analyze Avatar. And I've watched a few of them and I thought, okay, I really need to watch this show to know what the heck he's talking about. But honestly, they're, yeah, from what I can remember, the writing is just really strong and the character development, you know, for a show that was on a kid's channel, it was like, and it's obviously stood the test of time. We're all in our late 20s and we're watching it. So you might enjoy learning about the mirror principle. Oh, like mirror neurons? Maybe that's what you mean. It's really fun. I watched it a long time ago. Yeah, it's so good. I remember at Armageddon in Christchurch in 2014, they had the guy that voiced, what's his name? The one with the scar on his face. There. And everyone was like, can you say something in the voice? And he was like, I must find the avatar. And then everyone was just like, standing ovation. That was beautiful. It was great. Can you dance? Little bit. I did ballet and jazz and tap and contemporary and tried to do hip hop. But no, particle flow, but in your favor. Oh, okay, we were talking about some very different things. Okay. I was thinking of like the mirroring neurons within someone. I don't know. Standing ovation. Oh no, literally, it was great. Everyone was just like, this, nothing ever happens in New Zealand. And this man came all this way here and now he's doing the avatar voice. I love it. Yeah. Do you have ballet shoes? Not here. And I will not be dancing on the stream. Right, I really need to go. It's I'm having so much fun. But I feel like I do need to just put a time limit on it. Look up David McEwen for the mirror principle. All right, I will do that. Thank you. Always the chat is trying to bring up metaphysics. It's interesting. Are you British? No, I'm not. I'm from New Zealand, but seem to come across as slightly British. All right. Well, I think I'll wrap it up there. It's been really fun. Talked about some great things. We started talking about music a bit, which was awesome. I don't know when my next stream will be, maybe in a few days' time. But we can talk about whatever the heck you want. So yeah, it's really cool. Just ask whatever you want. Thank you everyone for keeping it pretty appropriate. And yeah, it's been really fun. And if this is the first time watching, hope I'll see you again. And if this is the, you know, the second or third time you're watching, I really appreciate it. And it's nice that you enjoy my company because I certainly am enjoying yours. Oh, bye, you're heading out? Thank you so much for watching. And I really appreciate you watching. Yeah, until next time, Steve. Thank you very much. What's this stream about? Lots of things. Laters, bro. Sure, bro. it's been really fun. All right, I need to. Oh my gosh! I just clicked retouch. Oh no, that looks so fake. Okay. I thought I just had to press that bar. All right, I'm leaving now. Goodbye.